And I think what's really troubling is that in the course of the pandemic, 75 countries have banned exports of medicines and protective gear. And so what that means is it's every country for him or for themselves. We can't turn to our friends and say, can you send some propofol, a sedative for people on ventilators? We can't turn to our friends and ask them if they have, epinephrine to, when people are crashing. So we have to have some capability. And I think the national security aspects have really come to the fore here, that our country would be in chaos. And, as I thought about this, Kevin, a very easy way to destabilize a country and to demoralize a population is to withhold medicine.
Oh, my. Well, there's a headline here. UK Independent, U.S. and China in war of words as Beijing threatens to halt supply of medicine amid coronavirus crisis. That's ripped from your book and stuck in the actual headlines. It's not just theoretical. The Chinese actually were discussing stopping our medicine, and as you've said, they're discussing it now.
Yes, in China RX, we predicted this, that if there's a global pandemic and China withholds medicine, we'll be standing in line. Here we are. And about 2 months ago, through Chinese state-run media, the Chinese government threatened to withhold medicines from the American people, which is a threat to kill them, because people will die in large numbers for the lack of access to antibiotics to treat pneumonia, bronchitis, sepsis. So it's a threat to kill us.
It's no different than firing a missile. I mean, it happens in a different path, but it's no different in the effect, in that thousands of people will die.
Hundreds of thousands of people would die with untreated infectious disease.
Wow.
And we are seeing a preview of biowarfare right now.
No.
And if they control the antidote, then we will really be in severe straits. In China RX, we go back and look at how food was used as a weapon of war in World War I and World War II, how the British starved the Germans, and hundreds of thousands of Germans died. So medicines can be used as a weapon of war.
No doubt. Well, Rosemary, we were on a call in early January. Steve Bannon was on the call, and a friend of mine who is one of the top sellers of personal protection equipment. And one of the things we heard was, yeah, they bought some PPE, some masks and gloves and different things. They bought them, and the containers were just taken by the Chinese after they were purchased. They were just taken for the Chinese. That didn't happen just to my friend. That happened apparently over and over and over. They scooped up personal protection equipment wherever they could find it while they were telling us, oh, it's not a pandemic, no real risk here, it doesn't transmit human to human, but you knew better, you were on top of it, and you were telling us that, no, that's what they're doing. So are they still in that business?
Well, China certainly was vacuuming up all the personal protective gear that it could around the world. And of course, that would leave other countries without it. And so it would help them, but leave us at a grave disadvantage. What we're seeing now, though, is that China says it's ramping up production of equipment, of personal protective equipment and drugs. And certainly it will send those to countries as leverage, as not just as a commercial transaction, but to get something in return. And I think that's what's really very, very concerning. And once again, this was predicted in China RX, that China will use medicines as a weapon, as leverage for geopolitics.